Hey Jack Squad, how everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you making it happen for yourself. Gotta do that, right? Welcome to Jacquie with a Q, and I got some shit to say first before I even get started. First of all, drop down in the description box and like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so that you'll know when I upload videos, right? Let me tell y'all something. I just seen some shit on YouTube when I was getting ready to do this. You got to always stay humble. You got to always stay humble. I'm going to talk about what I'm talking about tomorrow, another day. But you got to always stay humble. I have watched some vicious shit in these YouTube streets, and now they getting their karma. You got to stay humble. You know, it's one thing to be messy. It's another thing to be mean. You know, that mean shit, cyberbullying and all that shit ain't cool. Anyway, y'all, if anybody was watching my live over the weekend, you saw that I had a situation in my complex. Like I told you, I live down there in Mayberry RFD, right? So, the situation was a man was thought to have his girlfriend, baby mama, or wife, whatever she was to him, held hostage with the kids. They had 2 kids, right? And it had been going on, I think, since the top of the morning. I didn't see it until like 11:30. I saw the police, and then when I came home about an hour later, there was more and more of them, right? And I asked somebody, they said the man got the woman hostage. Okay. So, well, anyway, and you know, as I was looking at this, I thought about, okay, I've been in that same situation. Forgot all about it. Let me tell y'all something. I have been through so much shit in my life. Some of the shit I'd have forgotten until it come up, right? Because I don't harbor on it. But I'm grateful. Let me just start off by saying I'm very, 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 very grateful to God for allowing me to live and allowing me to still be here and allowing me to not look like the shit I've been through, right? One of my subscribers said to me, you know, because when I was talking with my neighbor about it, I said, shit, I think I'm going to talk about it. That's what I did. Because it happened to me. I forgot all about it, right? I was young. And so one of my subscribers said, damn, you done been through a lot. Yes, I have. And a lot of the shit I forget until I start talking about it or reminded of it or something. You know, and that is the reason why I say make it happen for yourself. Just keep pushing through. Keep pushing through. Shit gonna be hard. Shit gonna get rough. Shit gonna be downright disgusting for you sometime. You just got to pick your head up, pick your feet up, and take one step in front of the other. One step in front of the other, right? And that's what I've done. That's why I wholeheartedly believe in make it happen for yourself, because I've had to and continue to make it happen for myself, okay? So anyway, today I'm going to be talking about when I was taken hostage. Now, I'm only going to talk about a little segment of this part because, again, it's going to be in the book. I know y'all tired of me saying that, but it is. There's 3 men in my life that I'll discuss in my book, and this is one of them. The first actual relationship, so to speak. I was young. I was 17. Might have been 16 when I met him. 17. Yeah, I probably was because I graduated at 17. And I went to college at 17. And he was a little older than me. And that's my oldest son's father, right? And so him, my ex I just was with for over a decade, and somebody that I was going to be married to. Those 3 guys were pivotal in my life, right? Well, anyway, this particular incident, we're talking about my son's father. I really hate the term baby daddy too. But, you know, I don't like that term. I don't like baby daddy, baby mama. I don't like that shit. And I know I say it sometimes, but I really don't like it. But anyway, my oldest son's father was a maniac. I did not know it. I was young. I wasn't used to that. I didn't see that in my life or in my family, so I didn't know what to look for. Now I do, and he is the reason why I am the way I am. He's the reason, right? Well, anyway, let me just start off by saying he was abusive and he was controlling, which most abusive men are. I cannot be controlled, right? I didn't know that I couldn't be controlled, but I knew that shit wasn't, the shit he was doing I knew wasn't right. I was too young to process it properly, but I knew it wasn't right, right? Well, anyway, this particular time, I was in my little apartment, and I had a girlfriend that lived across the walk from me, right? And she knew one of my cousins. They were friends before she met me. And so, at any rate, he had me hostage, right? Now, he has kidnapped me before. I don't remember if he kidnapped me after that or before that. Probably it was after that. It was. I lived in another place. I went through tumultuous times with this individual all the way until this hostage situation. And my family had to come rescue me, right? And they said, this is it. This is the last time. We're not going to keep doing this. But what they didn't understand and what I didn't relay to them was like, I don't really want this nigga. He keep coming to me, right? And what I had to eventually do was, whatever man I was messing with, you're going to deal with this, because I didn't call my family anymore. You know, whoever I was messing with, I would always start my conversation off. If you like me, okay, I got my son's father's crazy as shit. Can you fight? Literally, I said that. Can you fight? And that went on for years until the guy that I told you I was going to marry stepped into the situation and all that shit stopped. And I have all that information in my book. But, so, you know, he was controlling and abusive, verbally, physically, shit, any kind of way you could be, I guess. But he was controlling, right? And I'm going to go into great details because this is an important part of my life, right? But and I didn't know any better. Anyway, he had me hostage. I don't know what the situation was. I don't know why. And my girlfriend, who lived across the walk, she came, knocked on the door, and I must have been looking crazy or sending her signals. I really can't remember. I probably was sending her signals or not speaking or nodding my head or some weird shit, right? Because he was standing right there, I'm sure. I know he wasn't far. You know, one time he told me, this is what I'm telling y'all. Listen carefully to what guys say to you, and don't take it lightly. Because he had told me one time, you stuck with me. You stuck with me like a glue ball. Right? I thought that was funny. No, that nigga meant that weird shit, right? So anyway, let me go back before I tell you my story. So the reason why I'm talking about this, because like I said, I forgot. But over the weekend, that guy had her hostage. Okay. So, and it was probably, one of my neighbors said they seen him out there at 8 in the morning. I didn't see him until 11:30 when I come back. They said they were waiting on SWAT. This was about 12:31. SWAT, I came in the house, did some shit. Wasn't in here long, 15, 20 minutes. My neighbor had texted me and said, SWAT is here. I'm like, damn, they're going to get a negotiator. You know, I watch TV. They're going to have a standoff. It's going to be a situation, right? Child, I went out the house just to peek. They was putting that nigga in the car. He wasn't about that life for real, right? And they say that when they, you know, SWAT came. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know if this is new. I don't know if it's just where I'm at. Because I told you this city is safe. And they mean for it to stay safe. So the SWAT team didn't have on that black shit you see them wear on TV and they didn't have that shit on. They had on military uniforms like they was in Afghanistan some motherfucking way. Okay? From head to toe. They had on camo, the helmets, all that shit, the boots, everything. And they had some extra long automatic rifles. Okay? They wasn't getting ready to come and play. And it was probably close to 100 degrees that day. And they had on 50 pounds worth of shit, clothes and belts and buckles and all that bullshit they have on, right? Because I told you, the one policeman, he was around there at the door. He went to his car and took his uniform off and put that camo shit on, right? So he must have been part of the SWAT team. And then, you know, when they came, they came. Now, my girlfriend said, my neighbor said they came in a minivan. They didn't come in the tank and all that shit. They came in the goddamn minivan, hopped out, talked to that nigga for a few minutes, took the battering ram, and went in there, right? They wasn't getting ready to play with that nigga. It was hot outside. We're not getting ready to play with you. The police have been fucking around that window and that door for hours, you know, for a long time, right? SWAT came, took him down. Now, this is the reason, I was going to talk about it anyway, but this is what happened. He killed her. He killed her. He killed her. He had killed her. She had just moved out where we stay. She had just moved out the day before. I don't know if he found, I don't know what the situation was because I don't know them people. He went to where she lived, killed her that day. She had been in her little place one day, that day or that night, killed her and took them little kids back to the house. He killed her. He killed her, y'all. And it was sad. Them little kids was little. They were like 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 or, 9 months apart. They was little kids, right? They are going to be traumatized the rest of their motherfucking life. Okay, this nigga who is a fucking coward, and he's a controlling coward, right? So now he ain't do life because he done killed somebody. You done killed her because she don't want to be bothered with you, right? So he killed her. Now, in my situation, it could have ended up like that. I had a cousin at the time that was a policewoman at that time. And, I had told her some of the things he said to me, because he used to say bizarre shit to me. But again, I was young and I wasn't used to that type of shit. I didn't see that type of shit, so I don't know. I'm young and dumb, right? And he would say all type of weird shit to me. I put all that shit in the book. But I told my cousin that shit, and she said, listen, when people say that, they're just working themselves up to do it. That stuck. Now, all that shit he said to me didn't stick, but the shit she said to me stuck, especially she was a policewoman at the time. So he had me hostage, and my neighbor, my girlfriend/neighbor, came to the door, and I guess I gave her some signals or something. And at that time, wasn't no cell phones and all like that, and I probably didn't have a house phone, right? I don't even know how the fuck we was communicating back then, but anyway, he had me up in there, and I couldn't get out, and why, I don't know, I do not remember. Well, when the police came, hours later, the police came with my family members. I remember it was an uncle, a couple cousins, one of my aunties, and the police, right? They came, and my cousin, I was at the door. Now, instead of me saying, this is how, so I understand when women are battered, as strong as I am, I was defeated by him. When they came to the door, instead of me saying, come get this nigga, y'all, he trying to kill me and this motherfucker, I said nothing. And I was just looking at them, and like they was looking at me. And my cousin pinched me. I'm gonna call her, as soon as I finish, ask her if she remember this. She pinched me and said, I don't remember what she said, but she said something like, what's going on? Do you need us? They knew I needed because I had the door cracked. I don't even know if I opened the door. I might have been talking through the window on the door, right? And anyway, my uncle, I remember it was one of my uncles, can't remember which one, and they said, this is the last time. They had never been over there before. They didn't even know I was getting abused. But they said, this is it. This ain't what we about to be doing. You either come with us, and don't fuck with that nigga ever again. And I never did, but in order for me to not fuck with him, I had to have a man, because I didn't want to fuck with him. He kept coming to me, right? And I didn't know how to get him away. I didn't know how. I was young, right? So anyway, the police took him, right? Now, this was before they had stalking laws, right? Now they have stalking laws. They didn't have that then. So when we went to court, me and my aunt went to court. When you go to court, you can't say nothing. I didn't know that, unless they call you up there to say something, right? They really didn't give a fuck about me or my situation. This was a long time ago, y'all. They didn't give a fuck about me or my situation. And this probably was early 80s or something. And they dismissed whatever charges they had on him or something. And I said, well, what about he? I spoke up, and they, the judge was like, keep quiet and all like that. So he got away with that shit. He got away with keeping me hostage in that house. He got away with kidnapping me before. He got away with raping me, all that shit. He got away with it, right? Laws have changed now, and they listen to women better now. But all that shit that you see on Lifetime now, I went through that with this individual, right? And I was young. I didn't have a mother and a father, brothers and sisters, all the people that you had to help you come get to. I had cousins and aunties and uncles. That's who came and helped me. But I didn't tell them the whole story. Why? I don't know. I don't know if it was because I was embarrassed. I don't even think it was embarrassed. I think it was more so I was so frightened of him. I really thought he was like the it and the all. He could kill everybody. He could beat everybody. That's what I thought in my head. That he could kill everybody, he could beat everybody, he was the shit. That's what I thought in my head, right? Now, you got to remember, I was 17, 18, 19, right? And so this was his first serious relationship, and if you could call it that, and I thought that he was the it all, right? So I'm like, shit, I'm just keep this shit to myself. And like I said, I'll go into details about it because it's a whole lot to that shit. I endured a bunch of bullshit with that nigga for a long time until the guy came along. You know, everybody that I dealt with, I would tell him, like I told y'all, can you fight? Because he coming. I don't know when he coming, but he coming. He would harass the shit out of me. He harassed me for years. I think when he stopped harassing me, my son was about 8. He might have been 8. You know, and everybody I was with from the time my son was, you know, between 1 and 2, I was trying to get rid of him. Between 2 and 8 for those years, anybody I was with, when he didn't do it all the time, he did it when he felt like it, right? And then I soon realized if he had a girlfriend, he wouldn't bother me. And he finally got with this girl. She had brothers, and they was from the projects. He didn't do that shit to her. And brothers was like, oh no, nigga. And so it was all about control, right? It was all about control. It was all about control. And I was uncontrollable. But I was also too young to understand the dynamics of what the fuck was really going on, right? You know, all I know is I want to go do what I want to do when I want to do it. You know, it would be times he didn't want to allow me to go to work and nowhere, right? Couldn't do shit, right? So when you meet guys or when you with somebody, if you in that situation now, reach out to somebody. Get some help. Because that nigga is not a giant. He bleeds just like everybody else. But in your mind, when you're going through that and when you're being victimized and controlled, you feel like you have no way out. But you do. There's people that love you, people that care about you. Even if you ain't got no family or no friends, shit, go to the center, go to call the domestic violence people, go to the police station, go to the fire station. But a lot of times when they've had control of you so long, they can't let you go. They have to kill you. And that's what happened to that girl. He's probably been, them kids look like they was about 3 or 4. Take a year with the baby. He probably been controlling her for who knows how long. And then she had the nerve to want to better herself and step away from that bullshit. And first day she leave, you kill her. And I hope he gets everything that he's supposed to get while he locked up. I hope he gets everything he's supposed to get. Because that shit was so sad. Them little kids, you know, when they brought them little kids out, my neighbor was like, I'm about to cry. I just started having flashbacks of all type of shit, right? Because I know that they're going to, this shit is going to haunt them and they're traumatized and they're going to be affected by this forever. Forever, right? So now you with your selfish, controlling ass and fucked up your kids and killed the woman who bore your children. Like, what type of retarded shit is that, you know? Like when I pulled up and my neighbors were like, they got a hostage. I'm like, who the fuck getting the hostages right here for real in 2020? Like, you could have just went on about your life. It's so many more women out here. And it's some that like to be controlled, you know, but I don't know about the human psyche on that part that makes you say you just want this person. You're fixated and obsessed, because that's what it is, an obsession. You're obsessed with this person, and that's a disorder too. That's a disorder too. So you got to be listening to these guys and pay attention to them, y'all, and listen to everything they fucking say. You know, and don't take none of that bullshit lightly. I don't care how cute he is, how much money he got, how big his dick is. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Because women are, especially in Cleveland, are losing their lives at a rapid pace behind some nigga shit. These niggas are killing these women, especially in Cleveland. They are killing them. Leaving them on the side of the road and all type of disrespectful shit, right? So y'all, I just want to get on here and share my story. You know, I just want to get on here. I just said, I said I was going to talk about this, and then during the day I was like, I don't want to talk about that shit, right? But I need to talk about it. You know, like I said, YouTube is helping me overcome some shit. And allow my feelings to come out. Because this is shit that I don't tell a man that I'm with, or I just don't discuss. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep a smile on my face and go on with my life. But that shit is still deep down up in here, right? And it'll manifest out into something else, right? So anyway, y'all, thanks for listening to Jacquie with a Q. Make sure, right? You know, I'm an advocate for women, right? I don't like abusive dudes and controlling dudes and stuff like that. And I'm gonna say one more time: if you in a situation, shit, you can call me. I'll connect you with somebody. You know, you can email me. You know what I'm saying? If you in an abusive situation, get out of that shit, because it ain't no good to go come to it. And let's say he don't kill you, he don't, you know, none of that shit. But it'll take so much from your life. You know, I've seen women that are abused, they look horrible. They look horrible because they sucking the life out of you, right? You can't live and be at your full potential because you with this controlling ass person, right? So y'all, like I said, be careful, pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. Like I told y'all, I ask guys, I'm single, I ask guys questions. Any kind of weird, retarded, off, not quite right shit, I'm going to think about it and see if it's something we can, I'm going to ask you a question about it, and if the answer don't come out right, I don't fool with you. You know, it's a guy, let me tell y'all this real quick. It was a guy I had met, only talked to a few times. Man, I don't know how long, not that much, not long. And then, it was just something about him. You know, I wasn't that interested in. And he said some shit pertaining to his child, his son, or so. I don't know, just something was off. You know, because I'm a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky kind of gal, and my guy got to be like that too, right? You ain't got to be that tight up and that serious all the time, right? He was serious all the time. And, you know, you got to loosen up. You can't be wound that tight, right? And, I don't know what happened. I didn't speak with him a few days or something, you know. And he said something kind of smart to me, or either he texted me something kind of smart, right? I don't say nothing. I just let it go because I don't like you know that way. I ain't going to call you, and, you know, I don't like you. And I might have blocked you, who knows, right? And he had the nerve, y'all, last week. This has been about a month or so ago, maybe a couple months. He had nerve. I didn't even know you could do this. He left me a message on Duo, like a whole video message on Duo. I didn't know you could do that, right? And, shit, you know, he was in the hospital. So now, you had said some smart shit. I think he said some smart shit to me a couple times. And I didn't respond or reply because fuck you, nigga. Because I can really get out on you. I can verbally annihilate you, but you ain't even worth that, right? And he was in the hospital, talking about he was in the hospital and this and that and that. Fuck I supposed to do? Fuck I'm supposed to do? You know, if you're nice, nice don't cost you nothing. If you're nice, people will care about you, love you, see about you. When you're not nice, which he wasn't, he pretended to be nice, but I saw through it. When you're not nice, you don't, because he couldn't have had no friends. What the fuck you calling me for? You don't even know me. But you calling me, and then to send a dude, and maybe I had him blocked, and that's why he did that. You know, I don't know. But you know, you got to be nice to people. You got to be nice to people. It don't cost you nothing. That shit is free. But anyway, y'all, thanks for watching. I'm getting ready to go in here. I'm getting ready to try to make me some chicken tenders in the air fryer. I'm going to Google it and see how you do it, right? I'm going to cut up the chicken breast. I'm going to put it in the chicken fry. I'm going to squirt the olive oil, put it in the air fryer. I just don't know how many minutes. I'm going to have to keep watching it, or I'm going to go find a recipe. So anyway, y'all, thanks for listening. Everybody have a good day. Keep wearing your damn mask, okay? Bye-bye.